Andy Petree, the vice president of competition at Richard Childress Racing, recently addressed a viral video that saw him berate uh, driver Sheldon Creed following the race at Martinsville that saw Creed end up finishing second, being edged out by Justin Allgaier at the line after he was involved in some extremely tough racing with Austin Hill in the closing laps of the race during NASCAR overtime in the NASCAR Xfinity Series race. Let's just take a quick look at what happened in the race, and then we'll get to the clip that Andy Petree had to say, and then we'll look at what Sheldon Creed, how he explained it to NBC Sports, what happened in that final corner, and then we'll listen to what Andy Petree had to say. But here is a look at the closing laps of the race. This does not show Austin Hill running up into Sheldon Creed. It starts after that, but let's take a look here. This is right after Austin Hill had kind of run Creed up. Creed gets behind him and runs him really hard here into the corner into turn 3 and 4. Runs him real deep. Drives him up the track a little bit, not enough to get through there. Doesn't have the drive off that he needs. Runs him again. Allgaier hits the wall there. Creed gets a really good run down the straightaway. Gives him the nose to the bumper again. Moves him up even further. Gets underneath of him. Is able to drag race him down the straightaway there. They bang doors again. Creed clears him. Gets up. He obviously blocks Hill. Hill gets into the back of him, but Allgaier then sneaks by him. A lot of people are saying that is a brake check. This is what Creed said to NBC Sports following the race. He says, "I just kind of slipped through that oil there, and that was enough for him to get me. I don't know if I just bogged it down too much, but I just didn't have the speed off of turn 4 that I thought I was going to have." And so that is how he explained what happened. He said that he got in some oil and he got bogged down. Following the race, Toby Christie caught Andy Petree coming over to Sheldon Creed and berating him. It's really hard to tell what Andy Petree has to say here. I can't really make out of it. He's clearly upset at Sheldon Creed for what he did, but let's take a listen. Yeah, the only thing you can really hear him say, he says that's BS, and then Creed responds back, "If he touched me, you wouldn't have said crap." So, but it's really hard to hear what he says to Creed in the lead up to it. But he did provide an explanation here to Sirius XM NASCAR Radio channel 90 earlier today. Let's take a listen.
I don't know how it went viral. Nobody even knew what I told him. But the problem I had was just they didn't race off the last corner. You know, the little whatever brake check move, whatever it was, that cost both cars a chance at racing for a championship is what I was frustrated with. You know, and I just felt like he could have handled that better. All I said was, why couldn't you just race him off the corner? You know, if he just raced off the corner, he wins. And I have no problem at all with the way they race each other up to that point. You know, I knew gloves were going to be off, and it was going to be, it was going to be a slugfest, and it was actually a really good finish. But that last little move is what I was frustrated with. It knocked both cars out of a chance to race for a championship. I don't know how it went viral. Nobody even knew what I...
So that is Andy Petree's explanation there. He's upset that he believes Creed pulled a brake check on Austin Hill, and then it caused both drivers to not make it into the championship 4. He does say that he was really pleased. He thought that was really good racing leading up to that. Whether or not you believe him, I'm going to leave that up to you, but that is his explanation. It's hard to tell. It clearly looks like Creed slows up there. He says he got into oil and he wasn't able to drive off the turn. I thought initially he might have just overdrove it. It could be that he did brake check him. It's really hard to know. I mean, Sheldon Creed is the one to know that. I guess they'll be able to look at some of the analytics and figure out if he did indeed brake check there, if that was something that he did do. And I guess we'll find out that probably moving forward, and if that is indeed the case of what happened, or if he did indeed just get in the oil and maybe he hit the brakes and was trying to get it straightened out and get going, and he just didn't have the drive off that enough to beat Justin Allgaier. But I'll leave it to you. What do you guys make of what Andy Petree had to say about his comments that he made to Sheldon Creed following the NASCAR Xfinity race at Martinsville?